Welcome to Hot Dipped. We have a very special guest today, Mr. Jose Jorge. How you doing today, Jose?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Awesome. And why don't you tell us about yourself a little bit? Where are you from originally?
Originally from Mexico, came to the States when I was 5 and moved to California and lived there up until 2013 when we moved here to Glasgow.
Nice.
We've been here since.
What part of California do you live in?
Southern California. Uh, Grew up in Covina, West Covina area, which is close to Arcadia, Pasadena, and all that.
So what's the culture shock like coming from a place like that now being in a place like Glasgow, Missouri?
Um, it's funny because my wife always calls me a coconut. That I'm white on the inside, brown on the outside. But then I move here and I'm like, well, wait a minute, I'm not, I'm nothing like these corn-fed guys around here.
Some pretty big
We
guys
have
around
big
here.
guys,
Yeah.
blonde hair, blue eye, just whole different. I mean, when you're used to seeing a lot of Hispanics, a lot of Asians, a lot of just different nationalities, and then you move here and you're the only one. You're like, whoa, going to Taco Bell and going into McDonald's and everybody, it's just white, a couple blacks here, but compared over there, you go to the restaurants, majority are more Hispanics, and just the difference. But I like it. I like small town. I like the feel. I like the people. They have made it so comfortable to just be here, and it's awesome. It's been a great experience for us. For as you know, we've added to the family since
Oh
we've
yeah.
been here. So yeah,
Since 2013, is that what you said? For
2030, yeah.
wow. So yeah, you and your family have been amazing for this community. I know we're very blessed to have you here.
Thank you.
Tell us about your family a little bit.
Well, I met Stephanie in 2002, and hit it off since then. And I met her, I believe, in April of 2002. By August, she was already expecting, or October, I think she was already expecting.
Didn't
And
waste any time there.
right, like the cocktail waitress and the cook. Yeah, it wasn't meant to happen or last this long. But we're going on 24 years, and
Wow.
it's been an awesome ride. Couldn't have picked a better partner. So
That's for sure. Now, and you both know a little something about good food, don't you?
yes, I've cooked. Cooking was not my passion, my dad's passion, and I grew into it because eventually I guess I was good at it too. So, and then he had an aneurysm, so I ended up taking over his cooking spot, and then it just went from there. And met Stephanie. She had culinary experience. Her dream was to go to, I guess, Italy and meet a hot, dark-haired Italian guy, but instead she got a bald-headed, dark Mexican. So, but she can cook anything. She's awesome. And then we had a chance to get our own little kitchen. So we had a restaurant for like about 5 years before we moved here and stuff. And then after 5 years, we weren't where we wanted to be. So it's like, well, it's time for a change. She's the one's like, well, would you move to Missouri? I'm like, well, I'll follow you anywhere you go. I mean, you haven't stirred me everything so far with. She sets goals and plans in life, and we've always like. So you can't go wrong when you meet somebody that has that type of drive to want to succeed and just have stuff in life. So
That's right. And I think you guys still keep up with an excellent kitchen and occasionally some awesome social media posts of
oh,
the cooking process. Then I see
she,
those amazing meals that are prepared that you show
oh,
sometimes.
she puts her videos. Yeah, she has that page that she started, and yeah, she's awesome from start to finish. Like she'll show the whatever meal we're having from the prepping to the cooking to the table. So
Yeah. Speaking of social media, I saw not that long ago there was a dog that showed up at your house. Is that still there?
the dog, two dogs have showed up, and one of them actually couldn't find the owner. So one of Stephanie's coworkers, her dad had just lost his dog of many years and was feeling lonely and wanted another dog. So the friend saw the post and she sent the picture, I guess, to her dad, and the dad's like, "Oh, that'd be." So the dog moved to Iowa now, so he's over there with the dad and living a good life.
It all worked out.
And then the other one was a neighbor down the street. The dog got away, so yeah, second time it's come to the house. So, but Stephanie likes to find dogs and bring them home. I'm like, no more dogs though. So it's like,
So for those listening at home, this is not an invitation to drop your dog off,
no,
I'm guessing.
do not,
You
please.
don't need that again.
No,
No.
or send pictures of cats. No, don't. No.
Not a good idea.
Not a good idea.
Nice. All right. So a naturalized citizen as well, right? Can you talk about that process? How hard was that?
Well, it was a process. Well, back in 1987, when Reagan was president, he did that whole amnesty program.
Yeah.
So my dad applied as the whole family for us to become, legal and stuff. And because back then, if you were here like 10 years, you were allowed to do the application process, and then if you got approved, you would be granted, to be here as a resident. So he did that, and we all got approved. So we became residents, and then through the years, permanent resident, and then I just let that whole citizen just like I'm like I'll just do it later, but then it just got to the point where I might as well just do it. So and then I did, and that was like 4 years ago, I think already. So
Man, it seems like yesterday, but I know you.
but I mean, it's a whole process. I mean, I remember studying for the test, and even then they give you these whole like pre-test examples and stuff. And I swear, none of the questions that I took on those tests were the ones that were asked at the place. So I was like sweating and I was to the point where I probably wasn't gonna pass that test, but I mean, I ended up passing it. So it was like that was cool. And now I'm a citizen, so that's the only difference from the permanent resident to a citizen. Now I could vote. So
Oh,
other
nice.
than that, I had like all the other rights and stuff. So
Well, congratulations. We were very proud of you, and it just
thank
seems
you.
like yesterday. It's been
It
4 years
does.
already.
I
Wow.
believe 4, yeah.
'Cause you got a ceremony in Kansas City, I believe, right?
In Kansas City, and then your buddy, you had a friend, and 93.9, the Eagle.
The Eagle. Yeah, you did a radio show
He
with
did
him.
yeah,
Yep.
he interviewed me. That was awesome. So this is the second time I've been on TV.
Now you're in the Monnig Global
Now
podcast
Monnig
room
Global.
with Paul Sambothi producing in there. Yeah,
Yep, and Jason Monnig,
that's right. Jason Monnig here.
the one
But
and
more
only.
importantly, Jose Jorge.
No,
Now, speaking of that, so galvanizing is not for everybody. It's hard work. And what was it like the first day or first week on the job? Can you talk about your thoughts?
first week on the job. Oh man, I remember my body was sore because I was outside stacking and stacking bars all day, and I started in June, so it was hot. I remember the first week I went home one day and I was like, honey, I don't think this is for me. And she's like, well, why don't you tough it out for a month and then we'll see how you feel. If you don't like it, then we'll find something else. I'm like, all right, cool, I could do that. But after the third week, I was like, you know what, my body doesn't hurt more, doesn't hurt less. It's something I could, it's just I was using muscles I would never use, so I knew I was eventually just gonna get used to the job. So, and sure enough, I mean, after that, I was like, 1 month went by, 2 months, 3 months, and then going on 13 years now. So
Wow. And how many different jobs have you done in the galvanizing plant?
I worked outside stacking. I've worked scales on all the scale center, south, north, skimmed here and there. 6-man for south a lot, and then tie up. I think that's where my passion is. I like that whole one-on-one. It's just me and trying to figure out how to hang things and figure out how to drill holes to make sure it doesn't hurt the next guy. So
There has been some talk about a second competition. We had a cornhole competition earlier this year. The second competition may or may not be some sort of galvanizing Olympics. There may be a tie-up component to that. Do you feel pretty good about your chances if there is such a contest?
if it's a team effort, yeah, 'cause I think I have a pretty good team. Right now, I think I have the best team. Since I've been tying up, we get her done. So it's like,
It's an amazing group of people down here, isn't there?
yeah.
You and everybody else, the hard work you guys do day in and day out. It's, like I said, not for everybody, but
Just in general, it's just different kids, adults, guys. It's just how everybody just comes together and they work. They might not hang out after hours, but at work, you could just see that they're there to do their job. And you say many a times, some of the damn best galvanizers, and if not the best.
we're pretty biased, but we think
Yeah.
they're best out there, best in the land, as we say.
The pounds, speak for themselves.
They do. And the zinc consumption. And And yeah, like you said, a good blend of young and old, and
young and
different.
old, and
Yep.
yeah, it's we do have a lot of older ones, especially on days.
Yeah.
They're
A
getting
lot
up
of
there.
knowledge there.
Oh yeah, and that's the thing. That's important. I think that they pass it on to the next, and it's those young kids that they should be like sponges and absorb. Sometimes they want to act like they know it all, but it's like, hey, that guy's been there, and he's still has all his hands and fingers, for one reason, because they pay attention to where they put their.
And we've done some awards over the years, but you've had the distinction of winning awards as voted on by fellow employees. Now, what does that mean to you when your fellow employees say this guy's the best that we have this year? And that's happened to you a couple of times.
That's happened, yeah. I mean, it feels good. I mean, just because I mean, as like for me, I know the effort I'm putting into it. So just to get recognized for that, I mean, that's special. It's like the cherry on top. So that's I like that. Makes you want to do it again and again, and it's like then you realize you got to share with everybody else. There's every year you got to have somebody different. So
Yeah, gotta let somebody else win every once in a while. But
I mean, you can put my name on there. The Jose. No playing
there you
man of the
go.
year
Yeah,
award. No
it
playing.
makes sense. Yeah.
Sorry guys, just kidding. No playing.
But 13 years, that's impressive. That's a lot of loyalty. And I know as an ownership group, as a management team, we've made a lot of mistakes and we're going to make more, and we try to do the right things. We don't always get it right, but we appreciate your loyalty. I mean, so what has enabled you to stick with us even when we're screwing up, for lack of a better term?
The pay. No playing.
Well, that matters.
Close to home. I mean, and down. I mean, bottom line. I mean, it's you guys are family, knit family. Your dad, you, and Jeremiah, Ryan. I mean, it's kind of hard not to want to be part of that. Like, yeah, like I said, everybody makes mistakes. I mean, but if you learn from them, that's the important thing. If you don't learn from them and you continue doing the same, it's for nothing. I mean, but if you learn from the mistakes and try to do better, and for the employees, for the company itself, and I think I like where things are going, and it just feels good now. Like feels like it's going in the right direction. Like, not that it wasn't in the, you know what I mean. But
Oh yeah, we had
I
some
feel right.
challenges, and we still do, but we had some challenges. And then that flood hit right on top of some challenges, and it was a
Yeah.
challenging time for everybody, I
Oh
think.
no, yeah, it was. And one thing about it, I've been here 13 years. You guys have never closed. Like you guys have always have the options. Like even when we do have downtime, like flood, you give us opportunity to go to the other plants and put in our hours. So that's important too. Like a lot of companies will be like, "Sorry guys, we're gonna have to close for like a month. You're on your own. Figure it out." It's like not you guys. You guys have always kept us.
Well,
You know.
Grandpa Bob always talked about that, and Dad's always talked about it since 1960. We've never laid a person off for lack of work. Now, if volunteers want to go home and have it not count against them, that's
Yeah.
fine. But if
Yep.
they need the hours, and I hope that we can always say that's one of our goals is to always be able to say that we've never laid a person off for lack of work.
Mm-mm.
We'll find the hours if they're willing to work, and because sometimes there's so much work and there's so many hours, and it kind of goes both ways, doesn't it?
Yeah. I mean, a lot of work, and it's like, I mean, you just wish you could do more, but it's like, as a worker, as long as I don't know, we do our best, and just hope we do our part, and hopefully the next guy does their part, and it just keeps it going. Like,
Yeah. We were talking to Mark Cazell in this very room not long ago, and I know you know Mark real
mhm.
well, and we had a nice conversation around some of the folks that maybe are a little bit younger, come from a younger generation than you or I, and definitely Dad, and a lot of folks, just like always is the case, I think, kind of hates on the younger generations, but he was very optimistic, saying, "I see a lot of positives with the younger generation." Do you agree with Mark on that?
I do. I mean, we do get some that kind of think they know it all, but then I mean, there's more than a handful more. I mean, that they're curious, they want to learn, they ask questions, they're I could tell them to do something, or that kind of like guide them in a way of doing something, and they take it like, okay, cool, like he's been here one, all right, so, and they pay attention. So, and it's also in how you talk to them. I mean, you can't yell at them, and they're human beings. So,
Man, I bet in the 13 years you've been here, you've seen shifts, I would
hmm
imagine, in management styles. I know in the time I've been involved in the business, I've definitely seen that, and it doesn't mean one's better or worse than others, but man, things used to be harder, didn't they? I mean, the way people treated each other.
Yeah, yes, and I mean, I always talk about the first boss I had, Bruce King, wanted you to do your best and do like once you met your what you the most you can do. I mean, he would leave you alone, but it was getting you there
Mhm.
to push yourself. You know, a lot of guys don't want to push themselves. A lot of guys feel a little tired and their arms hurt and they want to give up. But sometimes, you just got to, if you don't push yourself, you're never going to know your limits. I mean, and that's one thing he had. But was it the right way of doing things? No, because there were times, a lot of foul language was used, but and then I came to days and things have, I mean, of course, totally different. There's more management on days, more, and I like the supervisors we have now. I mean, they're awesome. They make you feel at home. They're friendly. They're show you, easy to talk to. I mean, about anything. I mean, I can talk to Ray and Fox and Lewis, even Ed when he. I mean, with you. I mean, you and I have always had conversations. So you guys make it easy to approach you. I mean, a lot of these guys don't see you guys and get intimidated, but if they only knew that you're so easily just to just say hi to them, like, hey, what's up?
And we need to make a better job, do a better job of reaching out. I love these food trucks, so we get down there and
No,
mingle
that'll
with
be yeah.
everybody. And
Say that
I
that's
think
yeah.
there's one coming tomorrow, as a matter of fact.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes. It's supposed to be some Cajun fish.
can't
Can't
go
wait for
wrong with
that.
that.
Nope,
Yeah,
nope, not at all.
nice.
I like food. So now you're making me hungry. I'm
I think show me a galvanizer that doesn't like food. I mean,
like, now I'm thinking, what's for dinner?
well, speaking of that food though, like if we had a legit eating contest, I'm talking like Ray and Reggie, and maybe there's people I haven't thought of that you know about. Like who would win that contest down there?
It would be between Reggie and Ray because if you see those guys eat, but I don't know Reggie. That boy, I mean, that guy's a beast. He
He
can
is.
chow.
They're both in the Hall of Fame, just like
But
you are.
if Ray knew he was gonna have a eating competition, he would probably fast for like 2 or 3 days, and
Yeah, he would prepare. I don't know
yeah.
that Reggie would. Reggie just show up.
Reggie would just show
Yeah,
up and he'd eat.
that's right.
But Ray, he would. Oh no, I'd have to like,
Yeah, pretty competitive
our
bunch.
buddy, not playing.
Yep, absolutely. So, you have worked with family too,
My
right?
son works here, yeah,
Yep,
and then my other son worked here for in the summertime.
nice.
Then he got his degree at State Tech, and
Man, you must be proud of him.
yeah,
Yeah, of
you
all
know,
your kids. Yeah.
oh yeah, yeah, they're all special in their own way. I tell them, I mean, don't love one. You have a lot of kids. I
Oh
mean,
yeah. Yeah.
and they're all. It's just different type of loves with each individually. I mean, some of them piss you off, but you still love them. I mean, no matter what, unconditional love. I mean, some of them are just gonna. They're they're kids. I mean, some think they know it all, and it's like, no, you want them to avoid the heartache, but sometimes it's just, I guess, learn on your own.
Man, I wish when I was 40, I knew what I thought I knew when I was 18.
Trust me, I'm like, I wouldn't be where I'm at now. But then again, I mean, things happen for a reason, and we are where we're meant to be. So,
Yep.
or at least that's my belief. So,
I think that's a powerful belief, no doubt.
yeah.
And your wife also works in the community, right?
She works for the state for the Department of Mental Health, and she does work here at Beckett's as a waitress part time. So,
It's an interesting combination. She just keeps herself busy.
yeah, she likes, yeah. And then she caters for the Lions Club once a month or once she's on rotation. They do a rotation. So,
Lions Club does a lot of good things in this community, and now I know they're really well fed.
oh, yeah. Oh, and then she does cooking classes. She's had a couple, but because she doesn't advertise as much, but because she's been hired a couple times to teach women, like if say you have friends and you guys want to get together, you hire her. She comes, she cooks for you, and she shows you from beginning to end how to prepare the meals. And
I'd imagine she'd be a fantastic teacher. Does she do a good job teaching folks?
oh yeah,
Oh yeah,
you should have her come here and
we should absolutely do that. And I
just
think
have
I
a
just
full
want
kitchen.
to
Yeah,
sit
just
back and enjoy the fruits of
and
their
she'll
labor.
show you like from you pick whatever meals you want. I mean, she can cook anything: Asian, Mexican, Italian. I mean, whatever you want.
Nice.
That's why I look the way I ate
Well,
it.
it takes a lot of fuel to fuel a galvanizer. It just
It
does.
does. I mean,
It has to be premium fuel too.
yep.
Yep.
Extra hot sauce too.
Yep. You can't go wrong there.
No.
So, um, tell me about what Jose Jorge likes to do whenever he's not galvanizing and not cooking. So what other
If
interests do
you
you
ask
have?
my wife, nothing. I just like to just chill and just sit down and watch nature channels. I like nature or universe. Like I don't know, intriguing. Like just just relax. But I am married, so there's no relaxing, and you gotta go work on the yard, and something about owning an old house, and it's
Hmm.
always something to do, and it's
Yep.
so there is no rest. I mean, but of course she would say, oh, there isn't, but
Right. So if you get out, do you get out there in nature much? You camp out ever, or get out there and hike
when
around, or?
the when Tyler was in the Scouts, we were doing it more. At least like once a month, we were camping out somewhere or just doing stuff with the Boy Scouts. But now we have the two little ones, and we want to. Well, Stephanie wants to get like a little camper because she's like, we're too old to be doing the whole tent thing. So, but we do. I like nature. I mean, we did like we like to going to the caves. So
Nice.
yeah, because Missouri's got what second most caves in the states besides Tennessee's the first.
Well, that sounds about right. We could have
I
Paul
think they
fact
have. I
check
think they
that,
have
but
like
yep.
7,000. We have like 5,000 something. So I could I'm wrong probably, but
And there's some impressive ones
yeah.
too. Yep.
And yeah, it's just so we've done ones where you like fantastic where they take you in a little car and they drive you through them, and we've done where you go with just a flashlight and you're just it's so dark. I mean it's awesome watching all that. So we like the outdoors. So
Out of all those camping trips, is there one that stands out as being your favorite?
Carlsbad Taverns.
Wow, tell us about that.
It's just I mean if you would just going into them, it was so huge. I mean it's like a mile something just to get down there, walk. So it's they have an elevator to come back up, of course. So it's like,
Otherwise, a bunch of people like us would be down there
yeah, I
forever.
would
Yeah,
be like, oh,
we're just gonna stay.
but yeah, I think that's the most amazing because I mean, as you're going down, because in the spiraling, you're just looking up, and I mean, if you're up there, you look down, people look like ants. I mean, it's just way. I mean, it's beautiful. I mean, other than that, there's bridal caves here in Missouri. They're pretty cool. We like them.
Is that down near the Lake of the Ozarks somewhere?
I
Or?
believe so. Hahatanka, I think, State Park.
Sounds right.
Yeah.
I think I've been there on a field trip before with some kids.
But yeah, I mean, it's nice. I mean, we like it here. It's awesome. Missouri has everything. Not everything, but I know Stephanie would rather be close to the beach and stuff like that.
Do you ever get back to California very often, or?
We were going like every year, but times old house and repairs and funds. Gotta watch which way you want to put them. So it's like, but we're trying to save up to go have another trip. Hopefully, hoping cross my fingers in December. So we'll see.
The recent wildfires they had out there, the ones that came into the city of Los Angeles, do you know anybody that was impacted by that in a major way? Because it seemed like it was a pretty rough deal for a lot of folks.
I mean, impacted personally, I don't think we did, but I mean, my father-in-law lived up in the one of the things where they were on his backyard, like, but I don't believe it got his house. No, it didn't get
Was
his
it a
house.
scary time?
For them, yeah, because I mean, you got to be ready to just with whatever grab what you can, and I mean,
It felt like there wasn't a lot of notice. Like it came through there
I mean,
fast.
what are you gonna grab? I mean, it's
Right.
like it's hard to like even here, like if there's a tornado or something, what are you gonna grab first? Like, I guess you got to have your bag. That's the one I'm taking with me. So
Right.
bring the money. Everything else can stay in a plane.
So if somebody were having you cook for them, what would be your go-to dish? Like, what's the thing that sets you apart?
Wow. Hopefully it's cold. I think my clam chowder is one of the one of the best. My meatloaf is awesome. I mean, soups. I want to say because I mean, my dad was he did soups and I learned through him how to make all the soups and stuff. Never wrote anything down, which I should before now I could leave it for the kids. But I want to say my soups. Kids like my meatloaf. Again, the meatloaf, but steaks, burgers. A lot of people think because I'm Mexican, I cook Mexican, but no, that's my wife. She She's not Mexican, but she's half. What is she? She's Tex-Mex, I guess. So.
Gotcha.
And she can make tamales, chile rellenos, anything. So
What would be your go-to for her if it's your birthday meal coming up, and maybe you change every year, but what would be the one thing you'd ask her to make for you?
well, something she doesn't like making, which is shrimp tacos,
Ah,
because my mom, that's like. But other than that, her chile rellenos are good, which is stuffed poblano peppers with cheese and in a egg batter. You fry them and then make a tomato sauce and rice beans.
sounds delicious.
She gets down.
So obviously, a lot of people around here, kind of this time of year, like to go around and do some mushroom gathering, mushroom hunting, whatever you want to call that.
I have not gone around to do
Is that right? So have you eaten many morel mushrooms? Are you a fan?
that. I used to have a buddy, Zach Fisher. No plane. Used to bring me a gallon bag every year, and he didn't this year, but no plane. But
There's still
yeah,
time, Zach, if you know.
yeah, right, Zach.
Yep.
But they're good. I mean, it's just a different taste. I've never had them like till we moved here, and Stephanie probably had, but like me, I mean, and they just have a different. They're good. They're flavorful. Like on a burger, you saute with burgers and jalapenos. Oh man, that's
Oh yeah. Now, what about catfish?
catfish. I've never had it till we moved here, and I mean, I love it. I mean, it's my go-to dish when I go to Beckett's. Beckett's, no play.
Beckett's is awesome. They keep
Yeah.
us well fed. Yep.
Yeah,
Great service, obviously.
yeah.
But
That's
no, the reason I asked about the catfish, we had Joseph Colgan in here recently from Canada, and he loves fish, he said, but he's just not too keen on trying catfish. He says he's had it before. He thinks of it as a bottom feeder. I was like, well, you just haven't had the right catfish. I said, you're gonna try some of this catfish, and you're gonna like
he
it.
probably doesn't eat pork either.
Well, they have a different kind of bacon there. We give them a hard time about that. Well, I don't know. Canadian
That
bacon
Canadian
just seems
bacon.
different. That's what we call ham, but
He's got to try it. I mean, it's how you prepare it. I mean, I don't know, but I mean, some people are weird. Not playing,
Yeah.
but
it takes all types to make the world go round.
yeah, Canada. Not playing.
That's right. So, how many grandkids? We talked about this a moment before.
Grandkids. It's 3 in Mexico, 2. That's 5, 6 grandkids.
Wow, congratulations. That's
Thank you.
awesome.
They're awesome. I mean, I wish I'd see him more, but distance on some of them. And Odin, comes over every once in a while, so spends the night. Kids love him. So
Nice.
yeah, he's awesome. Kids are. I mean, you know how kids are. They
Oh, yeah. Keep you young and make you old
keep
at
you
the
young
same
and
time.
make the house. I mean, they just looks like a tornado hit, but at the end of the day, I mean, it's awesome.
One day that tornado will be missed, won't it?
Oh yeah, having them jump on you and stuff, and definitely when they're gone, or like my daughter, teenagers, and then you don't see them. They're just in their cave and just come out to eat. Sometimes you gotta go poke them, make sure they're still alive. It's like,
That's right.
but yeah, but it's awesome.
Yeah, it is. So, we plan on having a lot of folks from the plant up here to tell their stories. And who do you think would be interesting stories from the plant? Who would you recommend we get into this podcast studio?
Interesting stories. Depends how interesting you want them.
We could have it after dark, after hours version.
After hours,
Yeah.
so you get Petey in here.
Yeah, absolutely. I think he'd be awesome in here.
No, but a lot of the guys, I mean, they have. That's the thing. Like I was telling you, like you work with different, people that outside of work you probably don't, socialize with. But I mean, at work, I mean, just chatting with them and Kish, he's
Yes.
freaking funny as hell. That guy cracks me up, and just a lot of the guys. I mean, any of them would have a story to tell. Like that's Josh Day. I mean, Greg Monnig. That would be one.
He'd be fun. I'd like to get Greg in here. Yeah,
If
for
you
sure.
get Greg in here, I'll buy you lunch.
Deal. And Mrs. Pat, man, imagine what Pat could say
Oh,
in
yeah.
here.
Miss Pat. Yeah. Bill, that's another one.
Oh yeah.
Reggie. Oh, but
Yep.
the list. I mean, yeah, any of those guys would be.
And we even have a KU fan working. Maybe more than one, but I know of at least one.
Yes,
Lance.
Oh, that guy. Oh,
Yeah. We can't give him any airtime, can we? I mean, as long as he doesn't wear that hat, I guess.
Well, one request you probably will want is he loves Popeye's chicken.
He does.
So you gotta make sure you have Popeye's chicken.
Okay, Popeye's chicken and a Mizzou hat for Lance.
There you go.
Yep.
Yep. Sorry, Lance. Love you, man.
Yep. And we've had a lot of good folks come before us that are no longer with the company, of course, but they're still around. And if you maintain relationships with some of those folks that aren't necessarily working at the company anymore, but you maybe met them that way.
Well, Francisco, remember the guy that
Yes,
had that
of course.
aneurysm? Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I mean Johnny Isle, he still stops by, and
Another legend. Yep.
yeah. And then Jesse McCoy,
Yep.
he moved to Tennessee. He just had a baby, so
So he's doing well then.
doing yeah.
That's good.
Just yeah, I mean Zach, I mean he's on and off, but if he brings me some mushrooms, we'd be hey, we're cool. I know where you work.
I hope you're paying attention there, Zach. That's the second time he's called you out for this.
But yeah, Tony Marks. I mean, still see that guy out in town. I mean, a lot of these guys that. I mean, just even like you said. I mean, after you build a relationship here, and then you see them out of, they're even though they're no longer with us, it's still like they are because
Their
you
impacts.
have that. Those do you remember those talks you had, whether they were intimate or not, or just goofing off or.
Yep. Anybody who spent any time doing what you do for a living, what all those folks down there do for a living, deserves a lot of respect because it's not easy. It's hard on its best day.
Especially when it's hot and cold.
Yep. And you talked earlier a little bit about having worked on the night shift for a long time, then moving over to the day shift. I've often wondered. I never straight up worked the night shift, obviously, but I think the pressures are pretty immense for the night shift, right? Because you're probably handed a schedule with, like you said, with minimal help in terms of the management help. And then when everybody shows up the next morning, they expect it to be executed, knowing that things go wrong. So, I mean, do you think that has something to do with maybe some of the differences between day and night, or am I reading too much into that?
Well, I mean, they get the schedule, and a lot of times, things go wrong, and they don't do what the schedule calls. So then it's day shift's got to put on their cape and step it up and get pushed by Raymond Westhughes to or Lewis to do this. Well, night shift didn't do this. Can you guys hurry up? We need it now. Like the truck driver's waiting. He's not going to leave till this is done. It's like, don't worry, we got you.
Not for the faint of heart, is it?
Mm-mm.
Nope.
My favorite one is when Ray comes up. He goes up and gets me a drink from the shop here in town, Lewis's daughter's shop.
Oh, yeah, it's good stuff.
Yeah. I see him with the drink. I'm like, all right, what do you want? And I was
That's
like,
right.
And yep, he sure does. Never fails. Drink here, do this, buddy. But it's awesome. I mean, I don't mind it. I know a lot of my crew, they do get a little bit like, oh, why don't they do it? If they was here since yesterday, they were supposed to do it. We did this. I'm like, I mean, bottom line is, we get paid to do a job, so let's just do it and get it over with. Like, using crying over spilled milk, they say. Like,
Yep.
So,
I think one of the things we struggle with the most as a management team, as an ownership team, is trying to replicate the success at Glasgow elsewhere. And it's not as simple as just building another plant, hiring some folks, even if they're excellent folks. There's so much knowledge, so much experience. And I know you've met some of the folks from the other plants, and they're really good people, and they're really doing a good job. But what would be your advice to those listening from the other plants as to how 5 years from now, if they're looking back, they can say, "Man, we're more like Glasgow than we used to be." What do you think that special sauce is?
well, just don't forget that we're one team. I mean, whether you're Crossroads or Middlebury, Wright City, Tennessee. I mean, we're still owned by one guy. Like so. There's one model, and that should be across the board. Like everybody should do things. I mean, because I'll say this because when I know there's been times where I went to Tennessee, we've been to Wright City, Indiana, and to train, and they're good while we're there. But once we leave, like they go back to their old ways. So it's kind of hard, kind of like a waste of time, basically, really, because you take your time to go teach them how to do the job, and how we do it here. But a lot of times, oh well, that's how they do it over there. We don't, and I get like even some of the guys like that. Even when we do go back, they'll be like, well, we tried doing it the way you did, but then saying that whether it was plant manager or assistant plant manager just told him just go back to the way. So not to point fingers, but I mean it's
And what's your advice for those managers listening? I mean, they want to do a good job. What advice do you have for any of the managers listening to help make them and their teams more successful, safer, higher quality, higher throughput, all those things? What's your advice?
don't hate me, but no I'm playing.
Never, not going to happen.
Just a lot of times they what I mean this is my opinion that I've seen. It's like they take it like okay I'm the plant manager so this is my show now, and I don't think they should have that attitude. They still work for you. You know what I mean? So it's still bottom line. They're on the name on their checks. So sign it's gonna be your name. I mean, so it's not that hard to do what you get paid to do. Like, and that's lead the guys to be safe to do the job that you want them to do. Not like, oh, you do it the way you want to. You know, you're the guy in charge, so you do it your way. No, do it our way, which is the and like Monnig Global now. So now we're expanding, so it should be across the board. Do it the same. I mean, it's not that hard.
Trying to standardize. Like when you go to a McDonald's, the fries taste the same at all of them.
No matter where you go, yeah.
Yeah, and that doesn't mean that we're doing everything right in Glasgow per se, but it does mean that's the standard.
Something's
We can,
working.
yes, that's the standard. If we all work to that standard, I think that's a good thing. We can still work on improving the standard, but we all need to be consistent. I think I agree with that.
Yeah. And that's it. Just stay consistent and just don't forget that. don't forget that it's not your show. It's. I mean, what's our motto? We strive to be the premier provider of galvanizing services while honoring the golden rule with respect to our customers, employees, vendors, and the public at large.
You still remember that?
I remember all three of them.
Give this man a bonus. Great job, man.
Yeah.
Not many people, I bet, at Monnig Global remember all three of them. So that's fantastic.
Yeah, for some reason, they stay in my head. Maybe it's all the money Kendrick gave me.
He was good at that, man. Yeah, he was good at building the culture, spreading the word, and that sort of thing. Another one that was real important to our past and is no longer with the company per se, but
Which
he's
I
still around.
see.
Yeah.
I see him, at least once a week. Yeah. What's up?
Yeah, he and Tara got a great kid too. You seen him spend much time with Kennedy?
Kennedy, yeah.
Yep.
I used to see him more now, but I guess he's teaching somewhere else, or
I'm not sure exactly what he's up to. I haven't seen him in a minute. Yeah, me neither.
because he was teaching in, was it Gillum?
I think that's right. I know he does some coaching of basketball too.
So he's probably doing something different now. So.
Yep. So okay, so you started in the summertime, and it was hard, and we're coming up on that time pretty dang quick. There's going to be some folks that start in this heat. Yeah, what advice do you have for that person?
Stay hydrated. Stay hydrated, and just by hydrated does not come in drinking monsters or energy drinks. Like Fox stresses, drink water. First thing you get up in the morning, drink water. Put water in your system, and don't wear stuff underneath your clothing. And don't overexert yourself. A lot of times you want to work like if it's cool outside. I know I've done it in the past where I'm like want to work at the same speed as if it was cold, and I'll feel it. I'm like, oh man, I'm effing myself. I'm like, this is like not gonna feel good. And I gotta just take a minute. And I'll go to the break room and just drink some water, whatever, just cool down, but then I'll just go back and just keep a good pace, but don't overexert yourself.
And as somebody that's been through it before many times, you find yourself watching out for the new people that start in the summertime.
Oh yeah, it's always just I mean you could see when they're not feeling well, so it's like, hey, go drink some water. Hey, go stay cool. Go in the break room for a minute. So every once in a while, I'll even buy him a Gatorade or Angel sells drinks. I'm like, hey, give me a drink. Give that kid a drink over there. Or I buy those little packets, those IV packs.
Those help you?
Yeah, if I'm feeling like put in the water and shake.
How do
it
those
up.
taste? I've heard they're not very good.
Different flavors.
Okay.
I mean, it's an acquired taste. So.
Yeah, but that's not the reason you're drinking it. You're drinking it because you need the help, right?
Yeah. I need the. Well, I mean, not the energy drinks. These are like hydration ones.
Okay.
They're
the liquid IV, or
yeah, I think that's what they're called. Yeah. So and to me, I mean, they help. I mean, I buy the generic, of course. So they have what is it? Great Value has a same thing, but all it is, same thing. They just change it because it's got, you know how that works. I mean,
Yep. But Jose Jorge, you're a phenomenal member of a phenomenal team. What other words would you like to say to your teammates or anybody in particular, or just in general before we wrap this up?
uh, nothing. No. Hey guys, just keep doing a good job. You guys are awesome, and we're a great team. Work together, and let's get her done this year. Let's break some more records.
That's right. Well, thank you very much, Jose Jorge, for joining us today and for everything you do and for everything all of you folks out there doing the hard work, all the magic day in and day out. We really appreciate all of your efforts. Thanks for everything. And
Thank
you have been hot dipped.
Oh man, thank you.
All right.
Thank you for watching Hot Dipped. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and click on that notification bell for future episodes.